Listen to me carefully. Stop scrolling. Stop zoning out. Stop wasting another second of your life drifting like you don't matter, because this is the truth. You were not born to be average. You were not born to just exist, pay bills, and die. You were created with greatness inside you, but here's the brutal reality. Nobody will believe in you until you believe in yourself, and that's where most people lose. They wait for validation, they wait for applause, they wait for permission to chase their dreams. Let me break it to you, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody cares about your excuses, your tears, or your fears. The world only respects results. And the only way you'll ever produce those results is if you lock into yourself and say, I am enough. I will win. I will rise. I believe. The power of self-belief is the difference between living an ordinary life and creating an extraordinary one. Most people go through life holding themselves back, not because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources, but because they never develop the courage to trust themselves fully. When you look at the people who have achieved greatness in any field, you'll see that they were not necessarily the smartest or the most gifted at the start. What separated them from the rest was the deep, unshakable belief that they were capable of more, even when the world doubted them. Self-belief is the root of confidence, the fuel of persistence, and the foundation upon which all success is built. Without it, you collapse at the first sign of difficulty. With it, you endure storms, setbacks, and failures, knowing deep down that you will rise no matter what. When you believe in yourself, something shifts inside you. The noise of other people's opinions begins to fade. Their doubts and criticisms may still reach your ears, but they don't touch your heart. Instead, you become laser-focused on your vision. You begin to see possibilities where others see limitations. You stop waiting for permission, and you stop looking for external validation. You learn to back yourself even when nobody else is clapping. That inner conviction becomes your greatest weapon because belief creates resilience. Belief allows you to fail 1,000 times and still get up stronger, because you know that failure is not the end, it's part of the process that sharpens you for victory. Think about it. Every breakthrough in history, every invention, every great achievement was once just an idea in someone's mind. At the beginning, it looked impossible. People mocked, ridiculed, and rejected it. Yet, the person who birthed that idea refused to give up. They held onto it with faith, with belief, with determination until it became reality. That's the true power of self-belief. It transforms imagination into creation. It turns doubt into drive. It makes the impossible possible, and that same power is available to you. The moment you decide to stop underestimating yourself and start trusting in your potential, your entire life will change. The truth is, no one can give you self-belief. Not your family, not your friends, not society. It must come from within. You build it by keeping promises to yourself, by working when you don't feel like it, by proving to yourself day after day that you are capable of far more than you ever thought. And once that belief becomes solid, unshakable, you become unstoppable. Because a man or woman who truly believes in themselves is a force that the world cannot ignore. That is why the power of self-belief is the single most important ingredient for success. It is not luck, not chance, not even talent. It is belief that turns your dreams into your destiny. Your enemy is not out there in the world. It's not your boss, not your family, not your circumstances, not even your haters. The real enemy, the most dangerous one, is staring at you every morning in the mirror. The enemy is yourself. Doubt, your hesitation, your laziness, your excuses, and your fear. People love to blame everything around them for why they haven't achieved greatness, but the truth is brutally simple. You are the one holding yourself back. The limitations you feel are not walls built by others. They are chains you've locked onto your own mind. You could be living at your highest potential, yet most of the time you silence yourself with thoughts like I'm not ready, I don't deserve this, or what if I fail? That mindset destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Failure, at least, teaches you lessons. Self-sabotage keeps you stuck before you even try. When you look at people who are successful, the difference is not that life was easier for them. It's that they defeated the enemy within. They face the same doubts, the same fears, but they refuse to let that inner voice control them. Every time you procrastinate, every time you make excuses, every time you play it safe, you are feeding that enemy. The more you feed it, the stronger it grows, until eventually you convince yourself that a small, safe life is all you deserve. But let me remind you, safety is an illusion and comfort is a cage. Nothing extraordinary has ever been built by someone who surrendered to the enemy inside them. The only way to break free is to confront yourself with honesty. You have to admit that you've been your biggest obstacle. You've been standing in your own way, and then you must declare war on that weakness. You fight it with discipline, with action, with relentless commitment to your goals. Every time the enemy whispers rest, you work harder. Every time it whispers quit, you push forward. Every time it says you can't, you respond, watch me. Slowly but surely, you starve that enemy and strengthen the warrior within. That's how you win the battle of life. Not by conquering the world outside, but by conquering the world inside. Understand this, nobody can defeat you unless you defeat yourself first. No obstacle, no rejection, no failure can truly stop you if you refuse to surrender internally. But once you allow the enemy inside to win, it doesn't matter how much potential you have, it will all go to waste. So make a decision today to stop being your own worst enemy, become your greatest ally, build yourself up instead of tearing yourself down, believe in your power instead of doubting it. Because once you defeat the enemy within, the enemies outside have no chance against you. Stop waiting for permission. That is one of the greatest prisons. People put themselves in the belief that someone else has to validate their dreams before they can chase them. You've been conditioned to think you need approval from society, from family, from friends, from bosses, from teachers. You wait for the green light, the perfect moment, the right circumstances, but that moment never comes. You're sitting there with all this potential inside of you, but you're paralyzed because nobody has clapped for you yet. Let me break it to you. If you keep waiting for permission, you will die waiting. The world doesn't owe you approval, and it will never hand you a golden ticket to greatness. The only permission you need is the one you give yourself. Think about it. Every great leader, every champion, every innovator faced people who doubted them, criticized them, or told them to be realistic. If they had waited for the approval of others, nothing would have been built, no progress would have been made, no history would have been written. The truth is, most people will never understand your vision because it wasn't given to them, it was given to you. They don't see what you see, they don't feel what you feel, and they don't carry the fire that burns in your chest. That's why you cannot expect them to approve of it. If you need their validation, you will remain stuck at their level forever. The hard reality is this: people don't respect dreamers, they respect doers. They don't clap for you when you're starting, they clap for you when you've won. So why on earth are you waiting for their permission to begin? Do you want their applause before you've even earned it? Do you want them to crown you before you've even stepped into the fight? It doesn't work like that. Permission is a trap that keeps you frozen in mediocrity while life slips away day by day. The moment you stop waiting and start doing, you'll feel the shift. At first, people may laugh, they may doubt, they may even try to stop you, but once they see you moving with conviction, once they see results, their opinions will change. And even if they don't, it won't matter, because you'll already be too far ahead. That's the beauty of giving yourself permission. You no longer need their approval to breathe. You become free, so stop asking, stop begging, stop waiting. If you want to start a business, start it. If you want to change your body, hit the gym. If you want to learn a skill, dive in today. Your dreams will never feel ready. Your circumstances will never be perfect. And no one is ever going to tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your time now. You decide when it's your time, you declare it, you act on it. That is how winners are made. Permission is not given, it's taken, and the day you understand, that is the day your life truly begins. Belief builds identity, and identity shapes destiny. Who you think you are is exactly who you will become. The problem with most people is not that they don't have potential, but that they believe in a weak version of themselves. They walk through life saying, I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not lucky enough. Those words are not harmless. They are seeds planted deep inside the mind, and over time they grow into a prison that traps you in mediocrity. The way you see yourself becomes the limit of your life. If you see yourself as average, you'll settle for average. If you see yourself as weak, you'll live weak. But when you choose to believe in yourself, when you declare with certainty that you are powerful, capable, and destined for greatness, you begin to move differently. That belief becomes your new identity, and your identity commands your behavior. Everything you do stems from who you think you are. If you believe you're disciplined, you act disciplined. If you believe you're a leader, you make decisions like one. If you believe you're a warrior, you face life's challenges with courage. The world doesn't shape your identity, you do, and once you lock into a powerful belief about yourself, no amount of negativity or doubt can tear it down. Belief rewires the way you think, the way you walk, the way you talk. It changes your presence, your energy, your aura. People can feel when you carry an unshakable identity, and they respond to you differently because of it. But here's the dangerous truth. If you don't build your identity on self-belief, the world will build it for you, and the world will always try to shrink you, limit you, and label you. They'll say you're too young, too old, too uneducated, too inexperienced. And if you accept their version of who you are, you will live small forever. That's why belief is not just about achieving success, it's about protecting your identity. You cannot let society dictate your worth. You cannot let failures define your story. You cannot let rejection tell you who you are. You must decide. You must build your identity on unshakable self-belief, because once you know who you are, nobody else's opinion matters. Every legend you admire built their identity this way. They started with belief long before they had the results. They said, "I am a champion." Before they won, they said, "I am unstoppable." Before they had proof. The identity came first, the results followed. That's how powerful belief is. It creates the future by reshaping the present. You don't wait to become successful before believing. You believe first, and then you become successful. So ask yourself, what identity are you carrying today? One built on doubt, fear, and insecurity, or one built on power, conviction, and self-belief? Because whichever one you choose will decide how far you go. Remember this, your life will always rise or fall to the level of the identity you hold. An identity is built on one thing alone, the belief you have in yourself. Action plus belief equals destiny. Belief alone is powerful, but if it is not backed with relentless action, it remains just a dream, a thought, a fantasy floating in your head. Too many people convince themselves that positive thinking is enough, that repeating affirmations in the mirror will magically bring success. But let me tell you the truth, belief without action is wasted energy. It's like having fuel in your car but never turning on the engine. You'll never move, you'll never go anywhere, and you'll die with your dreams still locked inside you. On the other hand, action without belief is blind labor. You can work endlessly, but if you don't believe you can win, you'll sabotage yourself before you ever get close. That's why the formula for greatness is simple but absolute. Action plus belief creates destiny. When you truly believe in yourself, it ignites a fire inside you that pushes you to act. Belief gives you the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, to face challenges head on. And when you pair that belief with consistent action, you start to see results. Small wins build confidence, and that confidence fuels even bigger actions. It's a cycle of growth that transforms your entire life. But here's where most people fail. They either act without believing, which leaves them frustrated and stuck, or they believe without acting, which leaves them dreaming but never achieving. Winners refuse to separate the two. They fuse them together until their belief drives their action, and their action validates their belief. Think of the people you admire, the ones who built empires, won championships, or changed the world. None of them got there by sitting still and hoping life would hand them success. They moved, they acted, they worked. But the reason they didn't quit when it got hard was because they had belief backing every step. Action carried them through the grind, belief carried them through the pain, and together those forces carried them to greatness. That is destiny. When your faith and your effort collide to create a life you once thought impossible. The sad reality is that most people stop too early. They believe for a moment but lose it when they fail, or they act for a while but quit when it doesn't bring instant results. They don't understand that destiny is not written in a day. It is built day after day through the marriage of belief and action. If you can hold on to your vision even when the world doubts you, and if you can keep working even when results are invisible, your destiny will eventually reveal itself. So stop separating the two. Stop thinking belief is enough. Stop thinking action alone will get you there. Fuse them. Believe like your life depends on it, and work like there is no tomorrow. That combination is unstoppable. That formula is universal. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you've been through, or what odds are against you. If you combine unshakable belief with relentless action, nothing, absolutely nothing, can deny you your destiny. At the end of the day, everything comes down to this. Your life is in your hands, not in the hands of your past, not in the hands of your critics, not in the hands of luck. It's in the choices you make and the belief you hold about yourself. Believe in your strength. Act with discipline and refuse to quit when it gets hard. Your future is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Step forward with courage, build the life you deserve, and never forget. Your destiny belongs only to the one who believes in themselves.